There's a couple things I want to go over. While I was sanding this, I was thinking, well, if you're a beginning painter or never done this before, what questions would I ask? And I thought about it for a minute. And let's go over one thing. Basically, what we want to do is get the panel as smooth as possible so that the paint will reflect the preparation. Okay? Paint does not hide anything. Paint reflects every fuck up, every ding, every place you missed, every low spot, every high spot, every pinhole, every rock chip, everything that you missed will show up in the paint. And by using these methods that I use, it allows you to see the surface before it gets painted and hopefully eliminate a lot of these problems. You can do it to any ability you want. You can go to, if you look at car shows and some of the painters, they spend hundreds of hours working on their, just one job because it's their, it's their reputation. So one of the questions I was thinking about is, we're working on plastic right here, right? Okay, it's plastic. If in the sanding, and you can see right now, this is another good thing. You can see where I've gone through to the old paint, sometimes to the paint underneath. You can see right here, where I've gone to the old paint. That's not a problem at all. Not when you're painting. Not when you're priming. It's no problem. And I want you to notice one thing from all the old paint spots, which is no problem. But most of these spots are bare on the what? Edges. Here, here, here. A little bit there. Right here. Now when we go to clear coat, this is really going to make a lot of difference. Because even in your normal sanding, does anyone have an RPG? Assholes. This is what happens in normal sanding. You will get close to the edges and you'll burn through. Now I put the same amount of primer on everything. Same amount, let's just say, exact same amount. But when you get close to the edges, like down here, your sandpaper will magnify and it will burn through. Burning through your paint job is one thing you don't want to do. It's like a friend of mine told me, his name was, I call him Sir Dave Toba from Hawaii. He said, Randy, don't take off too much aluminum off your racing motors because it don't grow back. It's the same thing with paint. If you burn through on your clear coat down to primer or down to another or bare metal or anything, it will not go away. You're screwed. You're screwed, you're blued, you're tattooed. That's an old World War II saying. From Hawaii, I might add. So, as we go on, if we're doing our final sanding and you go down to spot putty, that's no problem because it's basically condensed primer. If you go through the old paint, it's no problem. It's the same density. But if you're dealing with a metal panel and you go through to the metal, what happens? All the soft primer and everything will move around the metal. The metal is still there. It's a high spot. If you see metal in your priming, if you're priming metal at all, when you're doing your sanding, okay, stop. Because that metal's a high spot, it's not going to go away. The more you sand that metal around there, it's going to stay out. The rest of it will get wider and wider and wider around it. Won't do you any good. Okay? And our basic thing is to get the panels as smooth as possible in preparation for the paint. The next thing that I will do is I will spray the silver undercoating that goes, well, after I get the final coat of primer on here. It will be a light wet coat of primer just to make sure the whole project is covered in gray. That way, after I spray the primer, then I'll go over it lightly with some 600 and just smooth it out. And then we'll be ready to spray the base. Now another question is, you see the edges here? Most paint peels from the edges. Not here, but here, up here. What we want to do is to go all along this bottom edge right here. Just on the edge, okay? And just run some sandpaper, make it scratch. Alright? That way when we do our painting, and we're painting in here, or over here, or over here, the paint that's going to go up underneath right here is going to stick. It's not going to come loose. The paint, that's what we want to do. And then I'll show you how to paint. You know, you can say, God, this guy's taking so damn long and he's not painting anything and this doesn't make any damn sense. That's true, it doesn't. But you have to remember, a good paint job is 95% preparation. It's only 5% holding that spray can and putting it on. Now, you have to be a 100% good painter to put it on. But I cannot make a good, beautiful, clear coat paint job by being 100 or 1,000% painter with that can. Or a $400 DeVelvis, my favorite gun. If the preparation, if the surface is not correct. Because every flaw that is in that surface will show up under the magnification of the paint and the clear coat. And you think, well, God, this is just too hard, la 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 la. You can skip all this if you want to do it right, if you want to do it half-ass, go ahead. I mean, that's fine. But at least you'll have the knowledge to say, well, you know, maybe there's something here. One more thing before I finish. You see how the tape and the paper is coming loose and all this mess? This is normal. Well, it's actually a lot worse in the shop. When you have it on your car, what we do is we mask. First of all, we wax and grease remove everything. We wash the car and then we take off the wax and grease remover on it. Then we mask it, okay? And then we do all of our primer work like I'm doing right now. After that, we rip all this bullshit off because it's got dust and everything else in it. And we put on a final masking. The reason we do that, and we blow it off really, really good. I mean, not just really good. You blow it off 2 or 3 times. Because when you've got a gun that's shooting 65 pounds PSI, and you blow a little wad of dust out from here and it lands all over your finish, you're fucked. It don't go away, okay? But that's just one of the things. Your surface has got to be tits up. It's got to be good in order for the paint to work right. Spray cans, yes, they're a little different, but you can get really good finishes with spray cans if you follow the preparation rules. I know I'm talking too much. I'm very tired, and I'm an arrogant asshole American, and thank you. I'm damn proud of that. Have a nice day.